Hello, my name is Tucker McPherson, and today I'll be presenting on the tricolored blackbird, also known as Agellius tricolor, California's most imperiled colonial songbird. In this presentation, I'll cover the primary conservation threats this species faces, the management strategies being used to address them, and how the bird's unique life history is the heart of the problem and the solution. The tricolored blackbird is in serious trouble. Despite not being federally listed as under the Endangered Species Act, it has held California state threatened status since 2019 and is classified as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. The 2014 statewide survey recorded only 145,000 birds, the lowest count ever documented, representing a decline of over 83% from historical estimates of tens of millions. What makes this particularly urgent is that over 99% of the global population breeds exclusively in California. So this is entirely a California conservation problem. According to Meehan et al., if current decline rates continue, the species could reach a population half-life of only about 15 years. There are four major threats driving this decline. The first is wetland habitat loss. Over 90% of California's native tule and cattail marshes have been drained or converted since the early 1900s, eliminating the habitat this species evolved to use and forcing colonies into agricultural silage fields. The second threat, and the most immediately dangerous, is silage harvest. During active nesting, an estimated 30 to 50% of the entire population now nest in triticole fields grown for dairy feed. When those fields are harvested during the breeding season, a single tractor can destroy tens of thousands of nests in one day, causing complete colony scale reproductive failure. Third, drought and climate change reduce insect prey availability during the critical nesting period, and extreme heat events trigger abrupt mass colony abandonments, as happened at Calusa National Wildlife Refuge in May of 2021. And fourth, predation from cattle egrets, coyotes, and raccoons is elevated in these fragments. Agricultural landscapes where apex predators that would normally regulate mesopredator populations are largely absent. To understand why these threats are so catastrophic, we need to look at the species' most unusual life history trait: synchronous colonial breeding. All females in a tricolored blackbird colony initiate egg-laying within the same week, producing one single, tightly compressed pulse of nesting, hatching, and fledgling across the entire colony. This strategy evolved as a predator swamping mechanism. By flooding the landscape with thousands of simultaneous chicks, the colony overwhelms any predator's capacity to consume them. It's also the reason this species can form the largest passerine colonies in North America, historically exceeding 200,000 nests in a single site. But this same synchrony creates a devastating vulnerability because all nests are in the same stage at the same time. A single disturbance event, one silage harvest, can cause every nest in the colony to fail simultaneously. There is no staggered breeding, no backup clutch, no second wave. One event equals total reproductive failure for that colony that season. As Beatty and Hamilton documented, and as Shockwitz et al. Bioacoustic study confirmed, the window between colony establishment and fledgling is remarkably compressed, making the timing of any disturbance absolutely critical. The primary management tool designed specifically around this life history vulnerability is the Silage Harvest Delay Program, coordinated by the Tricolored Blackbird Working Group. Under this voluntary program, landowners are compensated to delay triticole harvest by 3 to 4 weeks, just long enough for chicks to fledge. Because all nests are synchronized, this one-timed intervention protects the entire colony's annual reproductive output. Since 2006, the program has protected hundreds of thousands of nesting birds across San Joaquin Valley. Two supporting strategies strengthen this work: wetland restoration efforts, particularly in the grasslands ecological area, aim to recreate secure native nesting habitat, reducing the population's dependence on silage fields entirely, and annual statewide breeding surveys coordinated by Point Blue Conservation Science identify where colonies are forming each spring so harvest delay resources can be directed to the right place at the right time. To summarize, the tricolored blackbird's population has declined by over 83% and continues to fall. The primary driver is silage harvest destroying colonies during their single synchronized breeding window. The species' obligate colonial synchronous breeding life history, which evolved as a brilliant predator swamping strategy, creates an all-or-nothing reproductive vulnerability that makes it uniquely sensitive to agricultural disturbance. The most effective management response is the harvest delay program, which succeeds precisely because it is designed around the biology of the bird. Without continued investment in voluntary and harvest agreements and long-term wetland restoration, this species faces further rapid decline. Thank you for your time, and have a wonderful day.